Hey, what is going on everybody, and welcome to Fantasia. For today, we're going to be jumping into another session of Epic 7. Now today, got some more Guild War for you guys. But of course, today we got our joke of the day from Icarus, which you guys seem to love, and I do as well. I went to a restaurant today called Karma. There's no menu. Just get what you deserve. It's like the alternative to, the regular, please, right? They already know what to give you. Alright, so let's go ahead and jump into this here. The first match we have C. Lilia's Bellion and Apoc Ravi. So I thought, hey, this looks like a pretty good time to test out Mort and his buff. So Mort's buff essentially just made him way more consistent with his S2, his passive, for his 100% chance to get you anti-crit. You can get the extra duration with his EE. I'm running him on a speed and pen set, and he's currently not on Elbrus because Landy is using Elbrus, so I put him on mature sunglasses for some extra damage and, of course, some mitigation, which is going to help out quite a bit against these heavy hitters, especially in the cases of Bellion and her extra attacks. But, of course, because Apoc Ravi is on the other side, we're going to bring in Magic Scholar Doris to be our light bait, and she's just on some, you know, typical Soul Weaver gear to help her stay alive. Next up, we got Bad Cat Armin. That's right, I actually re-geared her. She's not on fantastic gear, not as good as she used to be. However, she's still on counter and immunity, and I think she can work quite well. Counter set really doesn't really do anything. I just happen to have counter laying around, spare pieces that help fulfill what I needed, so we're running with it. Champion's Trophy as well is here, so extra effectiveness and a chance to stun, which I am going to be hopeful for. But yeah, anytime she is hit, so when C. Lilias and Bellion attack her, there's a chance for Mort to go ahead and counter, and when Mort counters, he can defense break when he has his rage buff from his S3, so we're going to hopefully make quick work of that team. For the bottom team, we got Senya, Shu, and our favorite unit to go up against, Aiden. So what I'm going to do is bring in my C. Lilias. That team is really slow, so you can actually make really good use of C. Lilias and her Vigor buff, and we're going to take advantage of that Vigor buff with our ML Kawazu. ML Kawazu over here, I re-geared him. He still has pretty decent damage, but he has a ton of bulk. He's built for RTA, and he's on Spear Purification, mostly for that extra attack. Here, there's no real non-attack skill on the other side, except for Senya's barrier proc, but we're going to stick with it because the 15% extra attack will help him get more sustained damage over the fight, because we're going to use our Zahak to go ahead and nuke that Aiden on the other side. Prevent her from deleting our Kawazu with the extra hit chance, and yeah, we'll use Kawazu to get rid of that Senya when she gets her counterattack buff, just so we don't get cheesed later on in the fight, and we're just going to chip away at that Shu with our Kawazu and our Zahak on subsequent turns. So let's go ahead and see what we can manage with this, though. My Bad Cat Armin is not built with resistance, because I'd rather the effectiveness for what she is meant to do here. Right, but we're gonna go ahead and go for the AoE, get some injury damage. Oh my god, look at those disgusting counters. Counter a Ravi, huh? It's been a while since I've seen one of these. Alright. Hopefully this is not an injury Bellion. Actually didn't catch what she is on. It seems like it's not, so it should be a counter Bellion here. But look at this, Mort is going to be countering, and he's going to get that anti-crit buff up, which is going to be really important, because it's going to help us out in terms of keeping everyone alive. Now, we do get a blind on Bellion, which is nice, and Bad Cat Armin actually provoked the C. Lilias here. I'm going to provoke the Bellion as well. Now, Bellion is AoE, so it doesn't really matter. However, when the units are provoked and they attack Bad Cat Armin, it increases the chance of Mort being able to counterattack, right? Right, thankfully, our buffs seem to be holding up here. Defense buff was stripped, that's fine. Look at that, beautiful. And the counters actually can help me potentially like provoke lock some of these units down. I might switch back over to like a speed set later on, but it seems like she's doing okay in terms of those counters. Alright, so what we're going to do here is, on our next turn, we're going to use Doris to heal up the entire team. Let's go ahead and let's hit the Bellion here. See if we can get a defense break. Nope. We do get to replenish our anti-crit buff, which is actually very useful. Let me go ahead and let's just defense buff the whole team. We'll get a continuous heal buff for everybody. I think that is the play here. And let's go for an AoE S1, see if we can get some provokes. Nice stun on the APOC Ravi, that's actually huge. Okay, this Bellion keeps getting the effectiveness buff too, so she keeps stripping some stuff off the Doris. Right, let's go ahead and get her enrage buff yet again with Mort's S3. It's actually really nice because they did decrease the cooldown of his S3 by 1 turn, so you can turn cycle and keep that Fury buff up pretty much the entire game. Although I'm not landing any defense breaks whatsoever, which is kind of sad, but that's alright. Let's go ahead and heal up the Doris here, so she doesn't get completely destroyed by the APOC Ravi. Alright, come on Mort, you can do this. I believe. He's actually in pretty good health right now. Ooh, we got everything stripped though. Let's go ahead and try to defense break this Bellion. Of course we don't land it, but look at that. 100% chance to proc that anti-crit buff. Super, super valuable. And the Prophetic Candlestick is helping the Doris actually turn cycle her healing. So we should be due for another S2 very, very soon. Yeah, one more turn, right? So let's go ahead and blind the Bellion. There we go. Come on now, can we get another stun? Ooh, nice provokes, although this might not be really good for my Armin, because I did provoke the A Ravi there on the other side. Let's see what we can do here. I'm gonna hit the Bellion, because she's already defense broken. Uh-oh. Alright, Mort is gonna be able to counter. I think we're gonna go down, though, our Crimson Armin. To this APOC Ravi, so unfortunate, but that's okay. I think Mort can still do this. Oh my god, the procs on this Bellion are absolutely insane. Let's go ahead and turn cycle the Doris, get the cleanses going, get the heals, and then we get to S2. Let's go ahead, another S3 on Mort. Just look at that, he's turn cycling so fast, so even though I'm not on an injury build, you see the injury building up. Look at that, A Ravi already 50% injury on her. It is insane. Mort, I think, is an excellent unit now. All he needs to do is get rid of that RNG, and his kit is absolutely loaded. The only thing is, if that Bellion wasn't there, I could Soul Burn for 100% chance of defense break, and he ignores resistance with his Fury buff. So that actually would have been really useful. But alas, here we are, going up against the Bellions, doing the Bellion thing. I'm gonna just finish off the C. Lilius, because I don't want her to, we really don't want her to survive, so that she can keep dual attacking with the A Ravi. Right, so we can now just S3 again. Look at how fast he turn cycles. I can't believe it. This is my first time really using him extensively since his buff. Alright, can we get defense break? No, we can't. Of course we can't. But we're gonna get that anti-crit buff up all the time. Man, Mort just procs continuously now. It's insane. Replenish that defense buff here. And now, let's go ahead and Soul Burn. Look at this. By the time Fury runs out, you can S3 and you can have 100% uptime for it throughout the entire match. So let's go ahead and S3 again. Get that Fury buff. So you can definitely run a speed set, a faster Mort build. You don't have to be on injury or anything like that. And there we go, finishing off that APOC Ravi. Unfortunately, Bad Cat Armin fell there, but she was mostly there for just a little bit of fun. Alright, let's see what we can get with this match here. I am a little worried about the Shu. I'm gonna go ahead and provoke her. She should actually, well, yeah, because I don't want her to get the S3 up. So let's go ahead and attack this Aiden. Ooh, actually, no, let's go for the attack buff here on the Kawazu. Now let's go for the Aiden. And I think what I'll do is I'll wait for the Senya to use her skills. I'm just going to go ahead and punch the Shu here. I don't want the Senya to get the barriers on everybody just yet. Alright, so what this will do is it gives my Kawazu a replenished vigor buff, so I can go for an S3, and we can detonate those burns that we actually just planted on the Senya with our S3. Right, thankfully, no counter shenanigans, or sorry, thankfully, no Foosh there from the Shu. Now, to break my Zahak out of this provoke, let's just go ahead and S3 the Senya. We could actually S3 the Shu as well, but because she hasn't used her S3, she doesn't get the immunity, she doesn't have her anti-crit, so she's not as annoying right now to fight. Hopefully we can finish her off, though. Oh, Shu. Okay, so she's gonna S3 here, and that's perfectly fine, because Zahak, we do have a Soul Burn available on him. We are blind, but that is okay. Let's go for this. There we go, very nice. Even on a miss, I think that probably would have killed. So there you go, pretty reliable team. My Kawazu built more bulky, but still works out. You can have a little bit more damage and have a bit more reliable kill on those Senyas and Shus, though. Alright, so let's go ahead and jump into our second match here. The reason I'm attacking all the small towers is actually because all the main towers have been taken down and the stronghold is open, so we're going to save that match for last. For this match over here, though, it's pretty interesting. I like the defense teams here. So we got Celine, Last Piece Corinne, and Arya in the first team. So I'm going to go ahead and bring in Assassin Cartuja. Now, I know Assassin Cartuja not great into Last Piece Corinne because she does get extra hit chance. However, I'm assuming that this Corinne is actually going to be the highest attack unit on their team. So I'm going to bring in my Celine over here. Believe Last Piece Corinne buffs herself in terms of attack, but I don't have her, so I can't really confirm. My Celine is built tanky, so she should be able to survive like the Aryas and stuff on the other side. I don't have any non-attack skills, so I can't proc the opponent's Celine. And I'm also going to be bringing in my Milim, who's going to be on her Dragon Knuckles. And with the Assassin Cartuja here, Milim actually gets extra dodge chance with her Milim's Eye. Combined together, she has 40% chance to dodge, and Celine gives herself an evasion buff, so she's going to have an even higher chance to dodge, which is quite good. For the second team, we got APOC, Ravi, Karina, and Senya. So this is another fantastic Mort game over here. Going to have some lore implications with that Senya fight, but... Mort over here, really good into Karina because of his ignore resistance defense break on his S1. What we're going to do is still bring in our Doris for the APOC Ravi. Typically don't want to bring Sylvan Sage Vivian into something like Karina and Senya that can easily take care of her. But we're also going to bring in Bihu. Now, Bihu's fantastic here because my opponent's team doesn't have a cleanser. So Bihu would actually prevent the Karina from defense buffing, prevent the Senya from counterattack, getting that counterattack stance up, and yeah, overall, it's just a pretty good unit into all these. We're going to try to use Bihu to nuke down this Senya if possible. Karina will definitely go for our Bihu, but hopefully the defense breaks and stuff from Mort will keep her at bay, and Doris's heals will keep Bihu alive. So let's go ahead and jump into it, see what we can do. If Bihu goes down, I'm going to be very, very sad, but it is the price that we pay for experimentation. Alright, Karina's going to go. I think Secret Art Storm Sword I saw was on the Celine. Ooh, Celine is actually the highest attack here. So down she goes. Corinne didn't crit there, actually. I will take that, I guess. The good thing is that Milim existing also just dispels the stealth that's on that Corinne. So, not too bad here. This Arya is just going to go down, actually. We did quite a bit of damage with my Celine, even though we're not in a damage build. And there we go. So you see the Milim there? I could just go ahead and bop this Arya, but she's so low that I think we'll be okay. I'm going to go for the Corinne. It's a little greedy play. Okay, didn't quite finish her off, but that's quite alright, because Milim can still dispel stealth once again if we need to. Alright, let's see here. Can we finish her off? Nope, she's going to counter, but I'm going to miss on the Milim, so that's okay. Let's finish her off with the Celine. And now, Assassin Cartuja still staying alive here. So down goes the Last Piece Corinne. There you have it, round one. Pretty short and sweet. Let's go ahead into round number 2. This is what I really want to see, is the Bihu versus Karina matchup. You'd think that it'd be pretty bad, but the unbuffable that Bihu has is actually really, really nice. Let's see if we can land it. My effectiveness isn't that high. Oh, I know that's a 15% on the A Ravi for sure. But let's pop our Mort's S3. And now Karina without the unbuffable makes her a lot more dangerous, actually. So we gotta watch out for it. I will just go ahead and defense buff here, so that we can survive this incoming damage from the Karina onto the Bihu, and then I'll try to heal him up with Doris's S3 on the next turn, unless she gets provoked, but let's see what type of Senya this is. Okay, not a effectiveness Senya, because Doris did resist. Alright, so here comes the damage. Bihu has a defense buff, Karina does not. Let's see what we got here. Defense break. Yep, we do manage to survive, which is pretty good. But Mort there getting provoked was kind of sad. Now, fortunately, this Senya, this was the most important thing. Senya did not get the counterattack buff, which means she will not be able to... Ooh, very nice. Still land the burn from the artifact. She will not be able to get her counterattack stance. Let's go ahead and cleanse the Bihu. A Ravi will always attack the Doris because of elemental advantage, so we're pretty much safe, except for that defense break there, but that's okay. We'll turn Cycle out of it. At this point, I could go for a Soul Burn here, although I would like to save it for the Great Mortelix, but he's blind this turn, so I'm going to go ahead and Soul Burn this into the Karina. We miss, but that's okay. We're going to still deal quite a bit of damage, and let's try to get her down low enough. Nice. Anti-crit buff is going to help us out quite a bit in terms of keeping us alive. Bihu's still eating damage like a champ, but hopefully he will be okay. Let's go for an S3. Let's try to get that unbuffable up on everyone again, and then we'll turn cycle with that 50% combat readiness. And Doris gets to heal back up again, so that's good. And let's go for... Ooh, do I want to go for an S3 and risk getting that Senya below half health? Yeah, it's fine, because Karina is unbuffable right now, so you can kind of tell that it was bad luck in terms of Bihu's first S3. Oh, Karina actually goes down to that. That's pretty nice. I like what I see here. Let's go for this and finish off the Senya. Bihu is actually really good into units like Senya. I have him on the Seal of Capture artifact, so the extra burn really does help. There we go, very nice. Finishing things off, get that anti-crit buff up to help protect that Doris. And let's go ahead and turn cycle the Great Mortelix here. Let's go for an S1, see if we can defense break. If we can, it would be great. If not, then we'll just turn cycle into our... Oh my god, Mort's not defense breaking at all this Guild War. We'll just turn cycle him into a S3 on the next turn. So this gives me injury here again onto the A Ravi. And look how fast he turn cycles. That's, I think, the main takeaway from this. I would say if you're building Mort, build him fast, because his Fury buff actually gives him speed. So I'll show you here, this Rage buff, right, gives him 10% attack and speed. The attack doesn't really matter because he's HP scaling. And Mort actually gives himself a speed buff, so he's gonna turn cycle like an absolute maniac, right? Sonic the Hedgehog right here. Okay, so Bihu takes out the A-Block Ravi. I think Bihu actually carried that match quite well. The unbuffable on that Senya was huge throughout that fight, so we don't get provoke locked. And last but not least, we have the Stronghold here, and we got a couple of unique teams as well. The first one is C. Lilius, A. Ravi, and Aiden. So with this, because they're two light heroes here, I'm actually going to bring in Dark Corvus to tank that Aiden's S3. We're really, really bulky, and I think we should do just fine. I'm actually going to switch him over to the plus 30 Durandal because I can. Just to make sure that Dark Corvus survives there. And we got A. Ravi into our Doris once more. Seems like everyone wants A. Ravi on their defense team, so Doris is a fantastic light bait if you haven't invested in her yet for Guild Wars. And then Mort, right, the Great Mortelix here. Gonna be pretty good into the APOC Ravi, so we're gonna keep him here for those interactions. And he won't be touched by the C. Lilius or the Aiden so long as Dark Corvus survives. Next up, we got Ron, Ida, and Arby, so it's kind of a little cleave team going on here. Gonna try something a little different. Gonna bring in Senya as an anti-cleave unit. Gonna bring in Arwell too for damage mitigation and just for protection in general with her shields. And then we got Ocean Breeze Luluka. Mine's pretty bulky and pretty decent resist here. I actually took her off her concentration and put her on the team imprint. So that we can give a little bit more bulk to the entire team, because I don't think anything here is going to be debuffing my Luluka. Last but not least, we got our Senya. I really want to switch her over to like a lifesteal build, but currently still on her speed resist set, and I just don't have enough materials for this piece just yet, but this piece is absolutely ridiculous. And I can't wait to upgrade it. Okay, so let's go ahead and jump into it, see what we can do with the Senya. That's not on fully reforged gear. But with the right team, we should be able to come through on the other side. Alright, the Sea Lilia's gonna pop off, and that's okay. Our Dark Corvus is still not able to resist the Sea Lilias here, but that's okay. Aiden's gonna pop her S3. Let's see how much damage this does. Ooh, that's actually quite a bit of damage. A little spooked right here, but that should be okay, because we'll go for the S3. Now I know this is going to cause the Aiden to counter, but Doris will be able to heal up the Dark Corvus. I think we're alright. And Aravi will always attack the Doris here, so I think we're good. What I'll do is I'll S3 the Dark Corvus, make sure that he is really nice and healthy. Doris's S3 actually heals up quite a bit. Look at that. 25k health. Absolutely ridiculous. Alright, and now we're at the point where Dark Corvus can S3 on the next turn. Oh my god, unless he dies. Unless he dies here. Let's see if we can defense break the APOC Ravi. See if we can do that. Okay, nice. Got the anti-crit up. You'd think that it'd be kind of anti-synergistic with the Dark Corvus, but it really isn't. It helps keep him alive, and as long as this Aiden goes down, the Sea Lilias will never be able to kill the Dark Corvus, because we get to heal up quite a bit. And there we go. Now, the Sea Lilias very well can just bring the APOC Ravi, and she can destroy our Dark Corvus's health pool. But that's okay, because that's what the Great Mortelix is here for. Let's go ahead and attack. Try to keep defense breaking this guy. And let's do this, so that we can prevent Sea Lilias from using her non-attack skills. At this point, I don't really care that Dark Corvus is getting hit. We can still soul burn his S3, and we can still do quite a bit of damage. Let's go for Mort, though. God, I still can't get over how fast he turn cycles. It's absolutely insane. One turn makes such a big difference. Okay, what I'll do is, I don't want Dark Corvus to get lapped here, so I'm actually going to just push him up, and we'll soul burn this into the APOC Ravi, because I think she's low enough to die from this. Even with the injury, we're at almost 28k health, right? So with a soul burn, this should pretty easily kill. The defense break actually means nothing in terms of Dark Corvus's S3, because he penetrates defense fully. He ignores it. And yeah, there you go. Survived that. Now, if we had damage mitigation, Dark Corvus would not have gotten as low as he did, but I think even if Dark Corvus had gone down, we probably would have been okay, given how ridiculous Mort is. Alright, so with the Great Mortelix, let's go ahead and soul burn so we can get that guaranteed defense break. And should be able to finish things off very soon. Sea Lilia's going to get provoked here. That is fine. Great Mortelix finishing things off. One more time, the shirt comes off. And there he goes. Alright. And there you go. Round number 1 done. The Great Mortelix having a pretty successful debut in Guild Wars. I think he can actually be a pretty good Guild War defense unit too, with his RNG and with his anti-crit being so consistent now. The RNG in terms of like his counterattacks, his defense breaks and things that can ignore resistance, it can actually be really brutal. Alright, let's go for an S3 here, so Luluka can give everyone defense buff, and we can try to strip the buffs on the opponent. Go ahead and hope that it actually works out. There we go, nice. Blind and Silence. That's super good for something like Senya, who will be able to provoke these units now. Oh yeah, look at that. Provoke on the Ida is pretty good. RB goes down, he's going to come back, he's going to throw another S3 at us, and we should be able to counter this as well. My Senya is on resist, a little bit of resist, so she's not going to get blinded by RBs like this that have zero effectiveness. Let's go ahead and use our S3 on the Ron, because he still kept his bust from the Luluka, take him out, and everyone else should just essentially finish themselves off on our Senya, unless of course we finish them off first. Come on Senya, you can do this. Alright, a little tap there, and there you guys have it. Yeah, this is a pretty safe team into a team like that, especially the Senya. When you get the blinds from Luluka, she is safe. Senya's safe from all the ice units in the game, probably except Shu, because she doesn't care. But with that being said, guys, thank you so much for watching this video. Really do appreciate it. If you enjoyed it, please leave a like and subscribe for more Epic 7 content. And until next time, take care.